Jalen Rose, I have to confess something. I really felt like I had a handle on what was happening in the Eastern Conference between the Sixers and the Raptors. I felt like the Raptors were going to clean it up in Game 6. They were going to win in Philadelphia last night. Well, guess what? They did not. The Sixers led from start to finish and had a great game. Do you think the Sixers can win in Game 7 in Toronto?
I think they can, but I don't think they will. They've been the worst road team in the Eastern Conference in this year's playoffs. And look no further than the previous game they played in Toronto, where the Raptors beat the brakes off of the Sixers and it wasn't even a game. I give them credit for showing up in Game 6 and not allowing their fans to see them get beat on their home floor. Jimmy Butler was terrific. He drove the narrative on both ends of the floor, locking down defensively, shot making, playmaking. Tobias Harris made a couple of shots. J.J. Redick made a couple of shots. In the second half, Embiid got going. Ben Simmons was driving and scoring the basketball, so it was a complete team effort. But you know the one thing I did not see, other than that play right there? Somebody slow down Kawhi Leonard. He still had a big game. Pascal Siakam still had a big game. And the Raptors missed a lot of open shots that I think are going to fall when they get back on their home floor.
So, Jalen, we were talking about the Sixers, and you had the Sixers trading Ben Simmons. And then Ben Simmons goes out in Game 6. He's 9 for 13, has 21 points, what's that, 8 boards, 6 assists, and plays like he is supposed to. After that performance, do you still feel like he's not a fit for this team?
I'm just talking about compatibility. This is why you see Ben Simmons have a huge game, but Embiid not so huge, and vice versa. They did a great job of getting him in open floor situations. 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, got a lot of steals, got a lot of blocks, got a lot of deflections. He was crashing the boards, and all of a sudden he scores big numbers. But when the Raptors get back on defense, they've already taken the ball out of his hand. If you see who's initiating offense, that's Jimmy Butler. So Ben Simmons is almost playing like a forward now. So in the game, when the game slows down, look at the pieces on the chessboard. You want Embiid in the post. Yes, he can make shots, but not at a high clip. So now when he's trying to get buckets down low, where's Ben Simmons? On the baseline, which means his man becomes another help defender. Also, his man becomes somebody that can grab and go with the offense, with the defensive rebound. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to get out and have the level of productivity in Game 7 that he was able to have in Game 6.
What adjustments do the Raptors need to make to win Game 7?
Thump it. You got to make shots. You just got to make shots. I want to see Danny Green. I want to see Lowry. They got to make shots. And Pascal Siakam, he had to take advantage of Embiid guarding him. Like, he's open for a reason. On the road, he's missing all of his jump shots, in particular his corner threes. He got to make those on his home floor. I think the Raptors will shoot a lot better. Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka is going to play a lot better. I anticipate the Raptors are going to close out the series on their home floor in advance.
So let's imagine the Raptors do close out the series. Elton Brand, the GM of the Sixers, has a lot of decisions to make. Tobias Harris is a free agent. Jimmy Butler is a free agent. Both of those players, Elton Brand gave up a lot of assets to bring them to Philadelphia. What do you think the Sixers roster looks like next season if they lose this series?
It's really tricky, the dynamics going into next year about their roster. Embiid and Simmons will be there because they represent the process. And though I think in playoffs they're not as compatible as they should be based on two superstar players, based on the fact that Ben Simmons won't shoot the ball outside of the paint, they're still going to be on the team. Jimmy Butler, I think he goes large market. And what I mean by that is either New York or LA, period. Tobias Harris, pay him top dollar, I think he stays in Philly. Pump fake a little bit with his money, he may walk. But let me just say this. The deck is going to get shuffled in the league this summer like never before.
Explain what you mean.
I'm shuffling the deck. You play blackjack, I play spades, I play tunk, I watch a lot of poker. And I'm telling you, with so many teams like in large markets have 2 max spots available, like the Nets and the Clippers. The Lakers have 1 max spot. The Knicks can sign a max player. And then all of a sudden, is KD gonna stay? What's gonna happen with Kyrie? These guys that we're naming could end up in unlikely destinations. So, for example, if KD does leave the Golden State Warriors, maybe somebody that we consider a big-time free agent actually go play with them. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But for the Philadelphia 76ers, I do believe that Jimmy Butler is one guy that won't be there next year.
Well, let me tell you why. I have guaranteed proof that the Sixers will win Game 7 in Toronto. Do you want to see that proof?
Yes.
Because my man, Jimmy Butler, is a member of an exclusive group, the Minivan Mafia. You see him right there repping the Minivan Mafia. As capo of the Minivan Mafia, you cannot lose when you drive a minivan. A man that gets behind the wheel of a minivan is a man that has the confidence to go on the road and win a Game 7. Remember where you heard it first. Toronto is going down. The Sixers will win because Jimmy Butler is a member of the Minivan Mafia.
And also, each time I've seen him in the minivan, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I don't see wife and kids.
No kids. Yep.
So he's owning it.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's so comfortable. There's so many cup holders. There's a vacuum in there. There's screens. A minivan is like a home on the road. It's basically an RV, but you can park it in a parking spot. Oh, yeah, I got vacuums in there. Jalen,